right, welcome to the next edition of the Daily Discovery Email. We've got the star, Brody Mihocek here, Collingwood football player, absolute gun. Played with a little bit of background, played with Brody or played against Brody when he was at Werribee, and then played with him at Port Melbourne when we won a premiership in 2017. Since then, he's gone on to bigger and better things and is an absolute star of the AFL. And, from what the experts say, the most probably potent forward in Collingwood's team. And hopefully he's starting to get paid like that. Otherwise, I'll be making a few phone calls myself, making sure he's getting the dollar symbols there. So I'll go through a bit of background, did a bit of research last night about Brody's story. And it's very similar to, I guess, Gibbo's in a lot of instances. But I guess the big thing that we've been trying to do in terms of our podcasts is meeting people who have gone through a fair bit in terms of showing resilience. And do you know what I mean? Brody's very similar to Gibbo in that regard, but I would definitely say his story has a lot more, I guess, character to it. And going through and do you know what I mean? I forget some of the things that, do you know what I mean? Brody played a year at local footy. I did, do you know what I mean? You forget about things like that, and you forget about the story behind, I guess, Brody becoming what he is right now, and that's a star. And you sort of forget about all those hard work that he had to do to get to where he is right now. And it's obviously a credit to yourself. But I want to go through a few things. So played at Tassie, under 18s, All-Australian back in 2011, didn't get picked up for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean? It's a very fine line to get picked up and didn't. Played a year at the Tassie State League, so equivalent to sort of the VFL in Tasmania, won a premiership there, and then moved to Melbourne to pursue, I guess, an AFL career or play at VFL, the second best competition outside of the AFL. Was trying to get onto Werribee's VFL list at that time, and didn't get on the list, I'm pretty sure. Didn't get signed, so he played a year at Maribyrnong Park in local EDFL, which if you think about it, do you know what I mean? That's, 5 years ago or whatever, and you're running around playing local. Now you look at you and you're playing MCG every week and stuff like that, and kicking goals from buddy 60 and got the arms up. You know what I mean? It's just it's an unbelievable story. Then got on to Werribee's list in 2014, so they gave him a go. Was in and out of the ones, probably you'd say. Probably more ones, but in and out. I guess they were starting to be aligned with North Melbourne, so wanted to be a standalone club. So went over to Port Melbourne, and then won the best and fairest that year that he went there. And I guess that was probably the year that everyone started to take notice, and did a lot of work. I guess we'll talk about this, but a lot of work outside of the club in terms of your preparation for a long period of time. But then won the best and fairest, and then the following year had another ripper year as well, and then obviously won the premiership and was, you know what I mean, the best defender in that year. And then obviously looking at where you're at now, and you've gone into the AFL system, being rookie listed, so, you know what I mean, didn't get drafted, so rookied, had to wait extra time, and then been given the opportunity, and then since then, do you know what I mean, kicked 4 goals on debut, and then you know what I mean, hasn't looked back and played every single game, and just is unbelievable. Do you know what I mean, story so far. I pretty much knocked it on the head, have I?
Yeah, that's a great introduction. Got everything right.
I'll do my research, mate. So tell me, obviously, I was listening to a podcast today about consistency, and it just reminded me, obviously having a chat to you today, about having consistency over a long period of time. Do you know what I mean? Getting not picked up when you're 18, and that's your dream, I guess, of making the AFL. And do you know what I mean? You're getting all this, do you know what I mean, all Australian. So you're like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, I should be all right. Do you know what I mean? There's, do you know what I mean? You've got the frame, you've got everything there, and then you don't get picked up, and then you go through all these setbacks. How do you deal with, I guess, the consistency of effort over a long period of time?
Yeah, so as you said, like, was close to getting drafted at 18, and I thought my chances were very high, and I thought the footy would do the talking and get me drafted, and then you go to draft camp and you do all the testing there, and still not sure to this day why I didn't get picked up, but I've
Yeah.
heard that maybe it was confidence, maybe it was like my speed, agility, and all that. So to sort of get knocked back and knowing that my footy was good enough to play AFL, it was just little question marks on my speed and agility and all that. So I knew after that I didn't get picked up. I knew that I would probably need to work on that. And so I was, hiring running coaches that year. I stayed in Tassie when I was playing with the Burnie Dockers and just working on that. And then sort of like wasn't sure if I'd get noticed too much in Tassie. So I knew if I wanted to be an AFL footballer, I needed to get out of there and move out on my own and go work, rent a house out, have my own car and do all that. And so it was a tricky decision, but I just knew that I needed to get out of Tassie and go out on my own and try and play VFL, which at that time was the next best thing to AFL. So, you talk about consistency. I just, throughout my whole time of training, I tried to do the best I can to prepare to play and prepare to train. And I've been very lucky with injuries. So, the consistency to train hard and do the right things has definitely paid off to where I am today. And, you can get displacent and not put in the hard work. Like a few years up there at Werribee, I sort of got into the trap of just knowing I had my spot in the team and I didn't have to do much to keep playing. But I think the best thing I did was move to Port Melbourne and start fresh there and know that I needed to prove myself there and earn respect from different teammates and start something new and it worked for me.
So tell me, when you look back on now and you're having that year at Maribyrnong, after not being signed for Werribee that year, what goes through the head? Do you still have that confidence that you're good enough, or do you go, that's probably, it's probably not me, or I might get a few games at VFL, or what's the headspace back there?
Well, I knew I was young, so I still had time to do things, and it was sort of a bit late where I knew that I didn't have a spot on a list, and I was stuck sort of playing the local footy there. And I sort of just knew that I would probably move on after that and still keep trying with VFL and put more effort into that. And I had an ankle injury, which sort of didn't help my chances of getting on the list. And I enjoyed. I knew I had to just put in effort wherever I went, and loved my year at Maribyrnong Park. And it was just it was an enjoyable year and still trained hard. And then once that new preseason happened, I needed to work my ass off again and get on that list. And first year at Werribee was started in the seconds, played 8 or 9 games, and then I remember my chance come against Willie at Williamstown, and I got a call the morning of 7 a.m. from the coach saying that a North Melbourne player has pulled out. So I'm going to get the call up. So I was getting ready to play at 11 o'clock, and they said, no, just have a bit more of a sleep and get ready for the 2 p.m. start in the seniors. So that was my chance. And then, managed to stay in the team for that year. And then, just sort of, stayed in that senior side, and that went on to my second year as well. And so the chance that came was a bit unusual, but took it with both hands.
So tell me about your preparation outside of football, I guess pre-season, but then also in season and that. I guess you've always been quite diligent in what you do and your physical prep, especially, I guess, in the pre-season. You do come back in, sensational nick and that. So tell the guys what you do, like your weight sessions? Do you know what I mean? Do you do 2 of them a week, or like what sort of do you go above what I guess what you'd probably see as a normal? I've had a few people ask like what questions people would like to ask, and some people ask about your quads, like they're absolutely enormous. And I guess you said you had a sprinting coach, which I think, do you know what I mean, personally really helped you. I guess, I mean, you could see a massive difference in your running over Port Melbourne days. So what else did you do to prepare the way you do, and do you still do?
Yeah, so I don't know. I sort of like to keep moving. So as soon as the season ends, it's I don't like to take too much time off. It's sort of, even if it's just something little as going for a walk or a run with my dog, or going for a bike ride, like it's not going to be too taxing on my body. So just to keep doing things like that to just keep my body going and not give it a chance to sort of rest, and then I'd get back into it 2 weeks later and start pulling up sore just from my first run back. So
Yeah,
I've just kept it consistent with weights. Like when I was in VFL, I was working 40 hours a week, so my chances to do gym were in the morning. And so Port Melbourne, we were lucky to have the Amy Park facilities to go to early mornings, so I'll do that once or twice a week, and I enjoyed all that stuff. So some people don't enjoy gym and doing all that, but you gotta look good. You gotta look the part to be a footballer as well. So definitely enjoyed the weight side of things, and it was early mornings and late afternoons, and VFL's hard. It's sort of, once you get to the AFL, that's the easy part. So they look after you in the AFL, but definitely put my body through a fair bit the early days, and now it's time to just enjoy the footy, relax, and then it's definitely tougher and a lot more stress, but the sort of hard work was done getting there, and then it's definitely a lot more cruisier in the AFL.
So tell us about your working full time when you're playing VFL, and obviously trying to get an AFL gig. And you mean an AFL, you get one chance every year, or 2 chances every year they call your name out. So you're sort of building up to, or playing consistent footy throughout the whole year. What work were you doing back then?
So it's just a warehouse worker. So in Port Melbourne, so nothing special. Sort of to get to Port Melbourne, it was easy. It was a 5-minute drive, so that helped. But the work I did helped aid my footy. Like, they looked after me, and the bloke I worked with was a mad Collingwood supporter, so I knew he loved his footy, and I reckon first week I got there, I said, like, I'm playing VFL, trying to make AFL, and he loved it and supported it. And so if I happened to leave early to go to training, or miss a day of work with injury, there was no problem with that. So I was lucky to have that job, and it was the perfect aid to helping me make AFL. And I can't thank him enough for having me work there and looking after me.
So when you look back on those times and you look back at where you are now, I guess the difference in lifestyle and just all that hard work, like you said, has come through. Like, how do you like, how, not grateful, but how much do you just sit back now and go, like, do you know what I mean? I worked my ass off. Now I've just got to play consistent footy, and I'm playing at the top level, and I've sort of made it as such. Like, it's not, I guess it's not an end result, because you've got to play well every week. But do you know what I mean? The satisfaction that you've reached your goal, or that you tried to for so many years. Like, do you ever sit back and just, I guess, reflect?
Yeah, definitely. I sort of realize that I'm here now, and like I'm part of the team, and feel loved here. So I mean, as I said, I come in as a rookie. So my first year, like I just loved getting drafted, and like to be a rookie in a team full of superstars, I was like, the advantage I have is being experienced by coming in at 24. So I knew I just had to get that next contract, and the next contract was 2 years, and I was like anyone would take 3 years in an AFL system. So I was already grateful that I had the opportunity to have a 3 year career in the AFL, and then it's like once you're here, you just keep wanting more. So I was like, hopefully next contract can be anywhere up to 2 years. So like you just got to think like 5 years in an AFL, if it ends, like it's just going to be awesome. And always remember what I did back in the day, like playing VFL, and just grateful for where I am now, and all the hard work actually paid off. So there's plenty of people out there that do the exact same thing that never get picked up. So as you said, Gibbo was a superstar of the VFL, and he finally got his, and he would say the same thing. Like he wouldn't have thought he would ever get picked up, and like he's playing consistent footy now, and in the team every week as well. So just recently played against him and had a little chat to him after. So he's loving life as well, and we don't forget where we came from, but it's you've got to sit back and enjoy and be grateful for what has happened.
Yeah. So what is the next goal? Like, do you have any personal goals for this year, for the next couple of years? What's the what's in your, do you journal at all? Do you do anything to sort of plan out or to write down your goals at all?
As a club, we sit down with the coaches and work out what we want out of the year. And last year being the leading goal kicker, like, was amazing, and like you just want to one up that thing next year. And so I don't know, as a forward, the thing you strive for is the Coleman medal. So you just realise how hard that is, and defenders work out how you play, and it's always a struggle. So in my mind, I don't write it down. Probably should, but just in my mind what I need to come into and do the next year. And this year's been pretty tricky. Obviously it's tricky for everyone.
How has the experience been?
Yeah, it's interesting. So the goal was to just come in and play good footy this year, and like kick goals is the main thing. So we trained all pre-season, and we finally got round one out, and I had a great first game, kicked 3 goals, and it's like, that's a great start to the year. And then it just stopped, and I had 8 weeks where I just wasn't doing anything. So I had a punctured lung after the first game, so I couldn't run for 2 weeks. And then I don't know, the amount of, like, I wouldn't say I got unfit, but it just, like, I was 2 weeks behind every other bloke that was still training. So this year's been a bit tricky to achieve the goals I probably set out to. But I think my goals are more team orientated. So I just want to be a good teammate to play with, and in 2018 was an awesome year. Like, we made the grand final, and everyone was kicking goals and enjoying ourselves. So I think when we were losing this year, everyone went away from being a bit selfish. So I think just to be a team player and get other people involved in scoring is a great goal to have. And I think this year has been a bit difficult, and the hub is even more difficult. Like, I've been away from home 2 months already, and I have my partner up here, which is good, but like our dog is in Canberra at the moment, staying with friends. So yeah, miss my dog as well. And it's just bought a house as well, so I don't even get to live in my newly bought house. So it's a difficult year, but finish it off soon and hopefully win a premiership, and then set some new goals for 2021.
Yeah. What outside of footy, are you doing any studying? Like what are you like? Obviously, past football. I mean, 10 years down the track, where would you like to? What are you looking at doing in that?
Yeah. So first year at the club, they ask you what you want post football as well, and try and see what your interests are and if you should follow them. First year was just an introduction to the AFL system for me, so there was no real urge to go pursue something else or do any study. But my second year there, I took up a carpentry course, so I do that in the West in Tottenham, and you tend to get a bit lazy on your days off, like you just want to rest, and a fair few people do study and all that, and I think it's good to have something else to take your mind off footy, and was really starting to get into this carpentry course, and then everything was halted in that as well, but I still don't know if I want to be a carpenter, but it's something to add to my resume and do all that. And I don't know what I really want to do after footy, but the options are endless in the end. But I have been doing a carpentry course, so that's been enjoyable.
Anything that you do, like listen to podcasts, any favorite podcasts, any books you read, anything you do away from footy that sort of gives you that routine or that gets you away from it?
Back in Victoria, I didn't do a whole lot. Sort of up here in the hub, we're on the Sunshine Coast, so I've bought a surfboard and started taking up surfing. So that's been a nice change. I'm not too good at it, but that's been good to get away from footy. But in Victoria, bought the new house, so I was doing a few things around the house. I like to read, but I don't do it often, and I got a stack of books that I want to get through. I think I got Tyson Fury's book to get through, and Mike Bisman, who are both fighters and have great stories. I'm reading the Shoe Dog about the Nike.
It's a good book.
Nike guy, Phil Knight, I think, which is a very interesting book. So
it is.
Podcasts. I like Hamish and Andy just for a bit of a laugh. Also get into it's called like the Plant Proof podcast. So for vegans, I'm not a vegan, but it's interesting to know the sort of benefits you get out of just eating that sort of way, and maybe once or twice a week, and it's amazing how you feel and the difference you get from living that way. So any health sort of podcasts I listen to as well, and they're quite enjoyable to just pick up little things here and there, and that I'd say that would sort of be my main go-tos podcast wise.
Meditation or anything like that? Do you do anything for that sort of for the mind, or
I'm interested in it. I don't do it enough, and it's it is a great thing. Like to delve into a bit of yoga and Pilates and that to keep the body fresh. But not too much meditation. There's a few boys that get into it, and they say the like great benefits from it, but I can't sit still for too long. It's
Yeah.
normally, yeah, I fall into the trap of playing PlayStation or watching the movies,
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. Nah, mate. Look, that's pretty much all I had for you today. I just wanted to get you on here and just, share your story for all the members, and obviously we're going through a bit of an interesting time down here, and your story. Coming from where you came from to where you are right now. Playing the grand final last year and playing well, and just you. You know what I mean? As I said, you'll be getting to that sort of $1 million paycheck soon. Otherwise, I'll be your manager.
I wish, yeah.
But you're doing a great job, and you should be very proud of yourself and the way you've handled your whole story. And I guess the viewers will see how down to earth you are. They'll be supporting you even if they aren't a Collingwood supporter. So hopefully we'll see you down at the Performance Club again soon. But I hope you keep going well in the rest of the year. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me, Dill.
No worries, mate.